Hello and welcome to everyone. I'm Vladimir Vladek, here the Bulgarian Cowboy, and now we're going to talk about the clash between Claudia Gadelha and young Xiaonan, which is slated to go for September 26th. And we are going to see which way is this fight going to go, because looking right now, Claudia Gadelha, she is riding on a pretty much great streak. Claudia Gadelha is the former BJJ world champion and BJJ Brazilian national champion. She's riding on a great score with 2 wins in a row, and she also fought for a UFC Women's Strawweight Championship against Yana Dejechak, where she was outworked via unanimous decision. And at UFC, well, she had great results with victories over Tina Ledemaki, Jessica Aguilar, Courtney Casey, Karolina Kovalkiewicz, Carla Esparza, Randa Marcus, and Angela Hill. There was only one finish against Karolina Kovalkiewicz, and she was losing via decision, she was winning via decision. Almost all of her fights went to judges' scorecards or decision, because Claudia Gadelha is a super tough fighter, and she likes to trade shots. She is very much fair in the stand-up, but she's not a knockout artist. Her cardio is fabulous. I mean, the only girl that really outworked her via cardio was Yana Dejechak. Other than that, Claudia Gadelha is always active. She always remains inside the pocket, outside the pocket, and she moves really well. So when it comes to Claudia Gadelha, I got to say that this girl is super tough, super powerful, and she is a very hard opponent for anybody. On the other side, we got Jiang Xiaonan, who also fought at Road FC, and then in the UFC at Road FC, she scored 2 victories over Jae Nam and Seo Hye-lim, and against Emi Fujino. Fujino was cut due to clash of heads, and the fight was stopped. She's riding on a superb winning streak in the UFC. This girl has 5 wins of all via decision versus Kellen Curran, Vivian Pereira, Yuri Kondo, Angela Hill, and Karolina Kovalkiewicz, and she hasn't lost the fight since 2010. She's undefeated for more than 10 years, and looking back at this girl is very dominant, and she's a great striker. She likes to fight, she likes to brawl, she likes to take part in violent exchanges, and it's going to be a very hard job for Claudia Gadelha, because Jiang Xiaonan almost never gets tired. She's always going forward, pushing the pace or so. The only loss of her career happened against Karina Hallinan via rear naked choke. So I got to say that her weakness might be submissions and ground game, and she was mostly fighting strikers, and even in her first fight, she brutally foot stomped Jin Tang, and she is a very great striker, one of the best strikers in the division. In the UFC, foot stomps are not allowed, and that might give an edge to her opponent, Claudia Gadelha. Jiang Xiaonan is undefeated for a very long period of time. On the other side, Claudia Gadelha was really fighting really big names, and looking back at this, it's gonna be a hard war. Jiang Xiaonan never gets tired, Claudia Gadelha never gets tired. If the fight is taken to the ground, that's definitely an advantage to Claudia Gadelha, who might finish her opponent via submission. On the other side, Jiang Xiaonan actually has, let's say, she has fair submission defense. She trains BJJ and Sanda, so her submission defense is pretty much fair. She's fighting out of Beijing, China. But Claudia Gadelha is better on the ground. When it comes to stand-up, it's definitely Jiang Xiaonan. Her trading is awesome. Her trading shots is just awesome. She's very fast, long legs, long arms. It's gonna be a nightmare for Claudia Gadelha. So if the fight remains standing, it's Jiang Xiaonan. If the fight remains on the ground, if Gadelha takes her down, that's gonna be an advantage for Gadelha, because her transitions are better, her submission offense is better, and looking at this, cardio is kind of even. Gadelha never gets tired, Jiang Xiaonan never gets tired. So it's a very tough pick. Anyway, I'd give very slight edge to Claudia Gadelha, but it's gonna go to judges' scorecards or decision probably, or it's gonna be stopped via submission by Gadelha. Hey, how are you? Pretty much. Pa da, sad završavam baš ovo. Evo, baš sad završavam ovo, pa da idem na predavanje. U 8 večeras. U 8 večeras. Pa evo. Baš upravo sad ovo završavam, pa to je to. Okačio sam na profil. U 8 večeras, a sutra uveče ću ići neku epizodu Neko ja sa Islandu, znaš, pošto se mnogo njih povuklo i to, pa moram da vidim sad, to su mi tražili da odradim. Da, večeras u 8, to je to. So I'm giving here a very, very slight edge to Claudia Gadelha. And that's gonna be it. Right now, I must go to college, and thank you all for watching. So have a great day, everyone, and catch you tonight. You can check my community post and catch you tonight. Thank you for the great support. Have a great day.